To income51.com for free information today. That's income51.com. Start earning great money as soon as next week. That's income51.com. Income51.com.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Paraswabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is John Greenhut, the CEO of Paraswabs. And if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Paraswabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Paraswabs risk-free, call 1-800-679-0476. That's 1-800-679-0476. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-679-0476. That's 1-800-679-0476.
Hi, this is Jeff Carlisi from the band 38 Special. The mainstream media has failed the American people once again. Internet radio networks like Red State Talk Radio will not fail you. Tune in 24 hours a day. Studios A and B. Great conservative programming around the clock. Red State Talk Radio, the dominant force in Internet conservative talk radio.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-4716. That's 1-800-353-4716. Again, 1-800-353-4716.
From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys.
My Parents Open Carry, the new international children's book sensation. Bill Maher had this to say.
My Parents Open Carry.
Thanks, Bill. What a great recommendation. Hey, Bill, what makes Brenna's parents different?
Mom and Dad are both safe because they're packing.
And Stephen Colbert, what's the book about?
And it tells the heartwarming story of Brenna.
Nice summary. And Stephen agrees with Bill on what makes Brenna's parents different.
Unlike other parents, Brenna's mom and dad carry loaded weapons openly, which might make her feel different. But her father reassures her that, Brenna, there is evil in this world, and we want to protect you the best we can. When seconds count, the police are minutes away. What a beautiful bedtime story.
And be sure to check out the #1 best-selling children's book in government category at Amazon.com or at myparentsopencarry.com.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
And welcome back to At Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there. So before the break, you asked... Oh.
If I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
That's creepy.
Ooh, how'd that slip in?
Speaking of that, your trivia question was which president... Who was the only president to formerly be a prisoner of war?
Yeah, formerly. Right? He's no longer with us.
No longer a prisoner of war either. We had a lot of good guesses. So
yes, we did.
Ranging from Washington to Hamilton to JFK, Reagan, Nixon, Cleveland. That was a good one. That's an obscure one, right? John McCain, not a president, but he was a prisoner of war. Did run for president.
Yeah.
Luckily, he didn't win. Take Obama over McCain any day.
Yeah. Are you ready now?
Yeah. Who was it?
All right. It was Andrew Jackson.
Oh, wow. So Hamilton was fairly close.
Yeah.
I mean, it was within the right, 3 centuries.
Yeah. Yeah. So during the Revolutionary War, he was 13 years old. He joined the Continental Army as a courier, right? Carried messages. 1781.
Is that why you were practicing that word earlier? You really were. You said join the army as a courier 6 times before the show, and I didn't know why.
Wait until I get this day in history, and it's a Japanese word. So
great.
He was taken prisoner along with his brother Robert when a British officer ordered Jackson to polish his boots. The future president refused. This infuriated.
That's the tough word.
This pissed off the officer. He drew his sword and slashed Jackson's left hand to the bone.
Wow.
And gashed his head, right, which left a permanent scar. He had a scar on his face. The British released the brothers after a couple of weeks of ill treatment. And within days, Robert, his brother, died from an illness contracted during his confinement. So it was Andrew Jackson, Stonewall Jackson. No, not Stonewall.
No.
That's the Civil War guy.
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson. I can't remember his nickname.
Andy.
They called him Andy. Well, his friends did.
Okay. So are you doing this day in history, or are we moving on?
We can do that really quick.
Okay.
So this day in history, all right, this is going to be tough. I didn't practice this enough. In 1854, the Treaty of Kanagawa signed with Japan in Tokyo, where Commodore Perry, representing the U.S. government, signs a treaty with the Japanese government opening a couple of ports to American trade and permitting the establishment of a U.S. consulate in Japan. Okay? 4 vessels go there. They harbor in Tokyo. Japanese said, we no talk to you ever. No, go away. And they kept working back and forth. But eventually, they accepted him to come ashore, and they worked out this agreement, making the United States the first Western nation to establish relations with Japan since it was declared closed to foreigners in 1683. And Toyota. Then they go ahead and bomb us at Pearl Harbor, paying us back. Bastards. Not even 100 years later, they bomb us.
How'd that work out for them?
It didn't work out well for them.
Not at the time, for sure. For sure, it didn't work out at the time. They're doing okay now, which is good.
Well, are they?
Yeah, not too bad.
They're having some issues.
They're doing all right.
Economy-wise and stuff.
Okay, let's move on. I really want to get into this because I've been meaning... you want to talk about the Greyhound thing first, or what?
Do you want to do Trump or Greyhound? I don't care.
Trump or Greyhound? Oh, yeah, never mind. I was way down. Let me scroll back up. Sorry. So, Trump, bad week for him.
I guess.
That's it. So, you know what's interesting? Did you know that Donald Trump, do you remember earlier in the, maybe one of the first debates, they went through and asked everybody if they would pledge, if they were not the Republican nominee, to put their support behind whoever became the Republican nominee. And all of the candidates, at first Trump said no, he wouldn't pledge that. And then he came back and said, yeah, I will pledge that if I'm not the nominee, that I'll support the Republican. Mm-hmm. Did you know that Donald Trump, just recently, he refused to renew that pledge?
Oh.
Did you know that? Donald Trump.
I kind of did, since it's written here in our notes.
Did you also know that the other 2 candidates did not, in fact, renew their pledge either? Probably not, because that wasn't really reported.
Nobody likes anybody.
Yeah. Well, I know nobody likes anybody, but this was a weird one because I saw headlines that said Trump didn't renew his vow.
Oh,
none of them did.
Dear.
It's horrible.
Are you saying the media is biased and manipulates?
Yeah, against Trump, which I don't understand. I mean, mostly Fox News, right? Which makes sense because their like star girl got offended.
Ooh, she's a snowflake.
I don't know if she's quite a snowflake, but I mean,
she is.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, what do you want to talk about him for?
Well, the other thing was abortion, his comment on that he should, if they make abortion illegal, which I don't think will ever happen, but if they do, should the women be prosecuted if they have an abortion? He said, oh, yes, definitely. They should be punished if they commit a crime.
So, yeah, I agree with that.
And
you don't agree with that, or what?
No, I don't agree with that. But
how do you not agree with that?
Well, because I think maybe the person that performed the abortion would be more liable for criminal prosecution than the woman.
Maybe more liable, but
I don't know.
It would be it might not be murder, right? You didn't say murder; you said prosecuted. It would be more like hiring a hitman.
Charge.
Well, whatever it is, it's not now, but I mean, whatever they turn it into. You're saying if they make it illegal, right? What's the charge going to be? That's irrelevant, but it's more like conspiracy to commit whatever crime.
Doesn't say any of that.
What doesn't say any of that? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the consensus of the most people, both Republicans and Democrat, that don't hold the woman liable for having an abortion illegally. That it's the abortion provider is the one that's culpable.
Right. So since there's a consensus amongst Republicans and Democrats, it must be the right thing to do.
I'm just reporting what
you said. No, I don't think so. I would think that the person performing it would be liable.
No, I was explaining the position that was coming out there.
That is not true at all.
You didn't let me get it out.
Right.
There.
I'm the one that didn't let you finish your sentence.
I personally don't think either one should be prosecuted for a crime, just like I don't think people should be prosecuted for drugs and other immoral.
It's not the same, but that's fine. That's not the point. It's not the same. So, okay.
Also, his manager was arrested.
Yeah.
Did you see?
Should have been.
Did you see? Really?
Where was the Secret Service? What were they doing?
Did you see the video?
She had a pen.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
The treatment that she got.
She had a pen.
Apparently, she has a history of crying wolf.
Oh, really?
She's done this 3 or 4 times with other people. We'll see what happens. I suspect charges will be dropped.
Did you also see where Trump, the big conservative, where he said things like, well, first of all, he was asked, can you give three of the top roles of government? Right?
I didn't see that.
He said, security, security, security.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Clever. And then they were like, well, okay, so that's one, right? Maybe. So can you give a couple more, right? And he said, well, I think healthcare.
Oh, Jesus.
And education.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? And so they're saying, so you're saying that government, the role of government
is to provide healthcare
is to provide healthcare and education to people. He said, well, yeah. And then later he's like, well, I think education, this should come from the state governments, right?
Oh,
so he kind of backtracks.
Yeah.
But
because somebody talked to him.
He's a huge conservative, right?
No, he's not.
I mean, he's good.
We know what he is.
He used to be a Democrat.
He's
what,
a liberal
people don't
Democrat.
Change?
Yeah, they can, but he hasn't. It's quite clear he hasn't.
He's like a chameleon,
I don't
but not
know
a good
how
chameleon.
Anybody could vote for him, but that's
horrible.
That's
so will you not, if he's a Republican nominee? Or are you not going to say because it will make too big of a difference in the polls?
I'm
if you
probably going to vote Libertarian.
Either way?
Yeah.
Really?
Why not?
I don't know. That's not what your history has shown. I've seen every vote you've ever made.
Okay. What did I vote last election for president?
I know.
Okay.
Who? Mitt Romney.
Okay. I didn't, but okay.
Barack Obama?
No.
Hillary Clinton?
No.
Gary Johnson?
No.
Why? So the Libertarian debate's coming up, right? Well, it was actually taped yesterday or something. And I was thinking about it. My first thought was like...
It's not even live?
No, it's not live. But John Stossel, it's one of the first nationally publicized Libertarian debates.
Yeah, I know.
John Stossel's doing it on Fox Business Network.
He should.
Which is cool. But my first thought was, wow, this is awesome. This will be great, right? And then I started thinking about it. And I realized that libertarians and people that are really hardcore libertarians, they tend to be, in my experience, extremely exclusive of thoughts and ideas that aren't exactly their own, right? And very elitist.
Boy, it doesn't sound like a Democrat or a Republican.
Well, what I'm saying is that if that's the case, isn't the debate going to be excruciatingly boring, right? Because
you all agree with everything they say.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they differ on abortion, but
yeah. Usually what happens is their debates are